Okay, so we've just turned left out of Rathgar Test Centre. We're going straight, so we're using the right-hand lane. Keep an eye on your left mirror here and your junction, because we're going to be crossing the junction and cars could be coming up your left side. Now on Orwell Road, keeping your position nicely to the left. And we're taking the next right, so main mirror and right mirror, signal to the right and position your vehicle close to the centre, reducing our speed as well. Back to second, looking into the turn and ahead, and looking into the turn and turning. Now at the end of this road we have a bend which is a little bit severe, so we just need to be a little bit cautious approaching this bend. Coming up on our left shortly you'll see the advance warning sign for the bend. So I advise approaching the bend in second gear. Check the centre mirror as you're slowing as well. And we're turning left at the lights just after the bend. So main mirror, left mirror and signal to the left. Have a look at our junction both sides, observe the pedestrian waiting to cross. Now we're turning right. Now middle and right mirror, and we're changing lanes. We check our blind spot. Look ahead, into the turn, ahead, into the turn, and make your turn. Now here on our left we have a hill start here now. So we're just going to pull over beside the curb and stop along here. Okay. And then we're going to put a handbrake, neutral, cancel signal. Okay, so the examiner has asked you to pull in here to do the hill start, okay? And the important details of the hill start are 1, to make sure it's safe to move away before you attempt to move off. 2, not to roll back. Okay, so what you're doing is you're looking around, you're going into gear, you're looking in your mirrors, left to right, signalling. If it's safe, check your blind spot to double check it's safe, and then move off. Now we're entering quite a residential area now. We're going to come across an awful lot of parked cars, and there's very few road markings on this road. So you must think well ahead of yourself. Now we can see parked vehicles along the right hand side. We're still getting up to speed. Now we have an advance warning sign of a dangerous left bend. Now this is a major understatement. This bend is more like a right angle turn to the left. You need to be in second gear, nice and slow. Be careful we don't catch our back wheel on the curb. And again, let's build our speed away from the turn now. Again, lots of houses, lots of potential for children, lots of potential for hazards. This area is actually quite hilly as well. So we're fine not to be indicating because we're not crossing the white line. And we're making our way up now, and we see a parked vehicle. Again, we can move around without crossing the line, considering that we're allowing enough room for a car door to open as well. So we're doing fine here now. And now we're going to take the next right up here. So main mirror and right mirror. Position our vehicle towards the centre. Reduce our speed. Coming down to second gear on the approach. Now make sure to check all the roads. Ahead, to the right, ahead, and turning in. Now, further up this road we have got a school as well. So if you're doing your test during school finishing up hours, be aware that there could be a lot of parked vehicles, a lot of potential hazards. Watch out for young children. This is Whitehall Road. We're now on Whitehall Road. Making our way around. Again, the road just bends to the right here. Third gear is fine. Now we have parked vehicles and a pedestrian crossing, so we would just nice and cautiously, and the light is changing, so we stop nice and calmly. I've stopped in third because I had no time to change down to second. Stopping in third is perfectly okay. Into first gear because we're first in queue. The handbrake is on. We're approaching Nutgrove Shopping Centre now. All three mirrors moving forward. Just building our speed gently, looking well ahead. We see the lights are already on red. And centre mirror before braking. Slowing down. Stopping so we can see the wheels of the car in front. Now we're at a junction here. On our left hand side, straight across the junction, we have Nook Grove Shopping Centre. If we were to turn right, that would take you down towards the Yellow House pub in Rathfarnham. If we were to turn left, that would take you up towards Church of the Good Shepherd, Churchtown. It's very important that we see the wheels of the vehicle in front, so we have what we call escape distance. Escape distance basically means that we'll be able to move around the vehicle in front without having to reverse. As long as we can see their wheels, if the vehicle in front were to break down for any reason, we could just move around and continue as per normal. The examiners like to see the wheels of the vehicle in front. Now, checking the junction both sides. Nook Grove is just on our left here. This is Nook Grove Way. We're staying back from the vehicle in front. We try and leave a 2-second gap between us and the vehicle in front. Watch the vehicles on the left side. 2 seconds in the dry and 4 seconds in the wet. Only a fool breaks the 2-second rule. Again, now the vehicles in front are not progressing very well, but there's nothing we can do about that. We just maintain our distance, we hold our position close to the left, and we just drive with the traffic. Okay, so we are approaching a roundabout now. Now at the roundabout we are going to be taking the first exit, which is to the left. So that means on the approach that we signal to the left. So main mirror, and signal left. Now we approach a roundabout like any other turn, so we should be in second gear on approach and start viewing the roundabout nice and early. Coming off Nook Grove Way now, turning first exit. Now the car to the right was indicating, so we hold and wait. And now, oh, there's a car coming, so we're going to wait again. And now we have our gap. And now we're on Barton Road East. Okay, take note of the cycle lane on the left hand side. Avoid driving in the cycle lane. Keep slightly to the left of the centre, but not on the cycle lane. And we're turning right here now, so middle and right mirror. We're slowing down, back to second. Look into the turn, look ahead, look into the turn. And now we're in Meadow Villas. And we're turning left and then immediately right. Mirrors and signal left. We take a strong position to the left, nice and close. We see hazards on the entrance to the road, so we wait. Keep looking both sides as we're waiting. Once the hazards are clear of the road, we proceed on. And we're now in Meadow Grove. And we're turning right. This turn is quite sharp, so nice and slow. And then we're on Meadow Grove still, and we're turning right again. And we're going to pull in on the left and stop just along here by one of the patches of grass. Now this is another turnabout spot that the examiners use, and it's pretty much by far the narrowest spot that the testers use on any route. You'll find it extremely difficult to do this manoeuvre in 3 manoeuvres. Remember, it's a turnabout, it doesn't have to be done in 3, you can do it in 5. Now we're going to do the manoeuvre now. So we're going to look left mirror, middle mirror, right mirror, signal, blind spot, and move across the road. Look down below your driver's side mirror, see where the curb is, and stop just before the curb. Look up and down the road again, through the back window then. Start reversing slowly, turn the wheel quickly. Right shoulder now, start straightening, and we'll stop because we're not going to have room. So we look left and right, and we go forward again. So this is our 3rd manoeuvre. Again, no problem, because we don't have to do it in 3. Look up and down the road through the back window. Continue to turn. Start straightening up and stop. And then we look left and right again, and we should be around now. And there we go now. And we pull in on the left and stop. So we're going to move off again. So mirrors from left to right and the blind spot. The signal is on. And we're turning right at the end of this road, please. So we basically come up here. Now, start looking. Can't see very well, so we stop. Car coming from the left side, so we wait. Now we proceed when safe. And we're going to the end of the road and we're turning left, so middle and left mirror. Now this is a stop sign leading on to Meadowmount. Make sure you take up a tight position and stop behind the line. Look equally both ways and then proceed. And then we're turning right to Beach Lawn Avenue. Left again up here, so main mirror left mirror, signal left, onto Beach Lawn. Keep nice and tight on the left turn. Okay, so there's no road markings along these roads, so we stay slightly closer to the left than centre. That's generally the accepted position, closer to the left than centre. So we have some vehicles already doing the manoeuvre. So we're just going to pull in beside the curb along here. Normally the examiner will ask you to stop in advance of the corner and then instruct you as to what they would like you to do. So now the corner is free ahead, so the examiner will normally ask you then to drive up past the corner, pull in on the left and stop, and then we'll give you further instructions. So we're going to check our mirrors, left to right, signal, check our blind spot, and then move beyond the turn. And then middle left mirror, signal left, and we'll pull in just on the left here now. Handbrake, neutral, cancel signal as always. Okay, now it's quite normal now. The examiner will generally give you an instruction on what they want you to do. So the examiner will normally say, okay, I'd like you to reverse back around the corner. So what you need to do is you need to go into reverse. You need to take a 360-degree look, a lighthouse look, and we see a truck coming up, so we're going to wait. Another vehicle coming up behind us, so we'll wait again. Looks safe, so we'll take another 360-degree look and we'll start reversing towards the corner. So keep your speed nice and low. You can use your left mirror and your back window. Keep the curb in view. Now at this point we're going to start turning in, so we're going to stop and check our right shoulder, make certain no traffic are coming, and we're going to proceed with the manoeuvre. If there's traffic coming, you must stop. So now we're going to check right again, and we see a car. So we're going to stop and wait. Also check into the road behind you, and then we're going to continue the manoeuvre. Nice and slow, nice and steady. And another little look to the right again. Still clear. Now we can see the curb clearly in view in the left mirror. We're just going to reverse straight back along the length of the curb until the examiner asks you to stop. And we're going to stop here. And that concludes how to do the reverse around the corner. Okay, so I'm going to move away from the parked vehicles. There's nothing in front or behind me, so I don't have to signal because there's no white line. Now we're turning right here now. Now on Beach Drive. Now, speed again, if the road is busy, lots of obstructions in a housing estate, we don't have to do 50, but the speed limit actually is 50. Now we're turning left at the end of the road. Now we have a contradictory sign here. We have a stop sign followed by a yield road marking. Now we have to obey the stop sign. So stop at the line, look properly in both directions, and then proceed. Now you can see that the road is slightly wider here. There's less parked vehicles. So this is our chance to gain a little bit more speed, to move slightly closer to the 50 kilometers per hour. But again, if the traffic, parked cars or the pedestrians are present, we do not have to get fully up to 50 kilometers per hour. So now we're approaching a bit of a bend here. Hawthorne Drive is on our left side. Check the centre mirror, slow down. Now, we're going to hold back now. We will indicate this time because there was a vehicle coming against us. So we're moving out, and the main road follows to the left. And we're turning right here now onto Wickham Park Road. This vehicle is giving way to us. Now we're going to indicate round the van, because there could be people walking at the front of the van, so that's an active hazard. The door was open of the van. That's why we treated it with such respect. We're turning left at the end, off Wickham Park Road now, nice and tight into the curb. Stop before the line. Look equally both ways. This vehicle is turning in, but we're not turning out until we're certain of that. We don't trust their indicator. We wait until we see them turn in. Now this road leads us down to a roundabout. At the roundabout, if you take the first exit to the left, it takes you down Barton Road. If you take the right exit, it takes you down to Dundrum Village. We are going to be taking the first exit. Now as we leave the roundabout, there is also a little pedestrian crossing just as you leave. Be certain the crossing is clear. Approach the roundabout with caution. First exit to the left, which is towards Rathvarnham, which is Barton Road East. So we're indicating on the approach. Now we're looking at the actual roundabout and the pedestrian crossing. The light is green. No pedestrians present, so we're fine. And we're now on Barton Road East. Again, acknowledge the cycle lane on our left side. Try and avoid driving on the cycle lane. Now, making our speed up to 50 kilometers per hour because the road is good. Traffic situations allow for us to go ahead and do the speed limit. So again, Barton Road East. Not so residential at the moment. Much safer to be doing the speed limit. And look ahead and we can see the traffic ahead have stopped. There's a traffic light and we're turning right at the traffic light. So we're checking our middle and our right mirror, signalling right. Now we have these chevron markings on the road, these white shaded markings. We should not drive across them. So we're going to stay off them. And then, only when the markings are finished are we going to move into our right hand lane. So key point, try and not drive across the chevron lines. They're indicative of a concrete island. They're supposed to represent a no-drive space on the road. So, if you ignore it, you will get marked on your driving test. Now, we have our filter light. So we're looking ahead, checking that the traffic are still safe and that they're going to stop, and make our turn neatly. Now we have more ramps along this road, so we can go to third, and then before we go over the ramp we're going to check our centre mirror, slow down and come back to second. Nice and softly over the ramp, and build your speed away from the ramp. Now there's a hazard on the left, car pulling out, so we slow down. Another ramp, so we're staying in second gear and building our speed away from the ramp. Up to third. We're slowing down, so checking the centre mirror, coming back to second gear for the ramp, nice and softly over the ramp. Now the next ramp is quite close, so this time we won't change to third, we'll just stay in second gear. before braking again, back down to second. Build the speed again, back up to third. Center mirror again, back to second. And then build our speed. Now we're coming to a little one-way system down here. We have to give way to our right-hand side. We are turning left. So main mirror, left mirror, signal left. Approaching second. We see the yield sign. Nothing coming from the right side. And we're keeping left. Keep nice and tight to the curb. Start looking, keep looking, and continue. Up here on our right hand side we have Church of the Good Shepherd, Churchtown. And straight ahead of us we have Nutgrove. And we're turning now hazard, so we stop. Pedestrian wasn't looking what they were doing there, so just stop and do the safe thing. Now we're turning right just up here, so main mirror, right mirror. Now we have a vehicle pushing out from the right side, so we approach slowly. Now we're turning right onto Oakdown Road. Now this road tends to have an awful lot of parked cars along it, and during the daytime, if there's a funeral, the cars can be double parked. So we're going to stop here, mirror signal right to say you want to move around the car. We stop 2 car lengths back from the vehicle in front to allow us space to move forward and out without being too close. We stay out because we have additional obstructions, nothing coming toward us forcing us back in, and then we gently move back in, having left a car door width. And now we're going to turn right at the end of this road. Middle and right mirror signal right. This road junctions with Landscape Park. Coming off Oakdown Road, turning right. This junction has very limited view to the left side because of parked vehicles. So we creep out. We stop when we see vehicles coming on either side. This car's turning in. We don't trust their indicator. Now we move out more. Keep looking side to side. Look for the safe gap and move out. Now along here on our left, we have Churchtown Test Centre. So straight ahead. And at the end of the road we have a stop sign. Now make sure to completely stop at the stop sign. We're taking the left turn, so middle and left mirror and indicate left. So that was Upper Churchtown Road we've just been on. Now we've stopped before the line, but now we're going to stop at the line, keeping nice and tight. When it's clear both sides, proceed confidently. Now we have more of these chevron markings in the centre of the road, and the light is changing ahead. So we're slowing. So make sure to stay close to the left and avoid driving on the chevron markings. Stop well back from the crossing. Handbrake will go on, and we go to first gear because we're first in queue. If we weren't first in queue, we would be handbrake on and in neutral. Only when you're first in queue do you go into first gear. Now we're driving along, maintaining our normal position. Nice wide road. Chevron lines keeping the traffic apart. Just keep your positioning nicely into the left side. And always look as far as you can see. And always plan ahead. Look down the road, plan what's going to happen. We see pedestrian crossing ahead. Now motorcyclist overtaking us, so we ease off our accelerator. And then we go back on. Speed limit is still all 50 kilometers per hour. Crossing is safe, there's no pedestrians. Nobody coming out of the car parks. And now we're approaching another junction, and at the traffic lights we're turning to the right. Now this will be a complete lane change into a right turn only lane. So again, it'll be mirrors, signal and blind spot. We slow for the hazard. Now mirrors, signal. Now we check our blind spot before moving into the lane. And the light ahead is red, so we're stopping before the cycle area. It's quite common now to see these cycle areas at traffic lights. We always stop well before those. And we're first in queue, so we go into first gear again. So our handbrake is applied, we're in first gear, we're waiting for the light to change to green. Once the light changes to green, if we're the first vehicle, we're entitled to move to the centre of the junction, because if you see the light has a full red light and a filter arrow. Once that light goes green, we can move out to the centre. So we stop in line with the turn. We're watching our mirrors and we're watching ahead, make sure everything's safe. Looking into the road occasionally. Now that it looks clear, so we're going to turn. We're approaching a hospital on the left as well. You see the sign on the left hand side saying hospital 150 metres. So we expect to see traffic coming and going. The road is narrowed off significantly, so extra caution required. This is Mount Carmel on our left hand side, Mount Carmel Hospital. We reduce our speed. That's fine now, and we're turning left back onto Orwell Road. So middle and left mirror signal left. Keep a nice tight position close to the curb and start looking. And now we're on our way back up towards the test centre now. Not time to switch off. Keep concentrating on what you're doing. Keep an eye on the roadway on the left hand side. That's it, build our speed up. We just have to go up this hill. Again, this hill could be used for a hill start. So we'll just proceed straight up. When you go through the junction, the test centre is further up on the right hand side, which you'll see now. Check the junction, and we're turning right up here now. So just before the bus stop, so middle and right mirror. We're signalling right. Now we're going to move onto these markings to gain access to the turn. That's the only time you're allowed to move onto these markings. And we turn in, and the test centre is just in front of us here. And come in nice and slowly, and we'll just drive straight up the car park. And we'll just turn into our parking spot on the left.